makes a noise, he will be put under suspension for some time, and we know that they come back with promotion after 6 months. He is protected, the politicians protect him, the bureaucracy protects him, the superiors in the department protect him. Nothing happens. But you, and you go to the State Human Rights Commission, State Human Rights Commission orders prosecution, and the State Human Rights Commission is forced to land in this country. No social justice is going to come through the barrel of a gun. Human rights means peace. The fight for human rights is also a fight for peace. There is no place for violence in the movement of human rights. And finally, the other problem I find is the branding. The very mindset. You belong to a minority community, you are criminals, you are terrorists. You are living in slum. We had a police officer, a celebrity police officer, police commissioner of Karnataka, who wanted to fingerprint and photograph all the slum devils, saying that all criminals, no, those who are living in the slums are criminals. So no law can change this mindset. I don't know what will you do about it. This branding of people, human rights activists, Jaitley, celebrated Jaitley making a statement. Of course, we condemn this violence by some of this extremist group. But on what basis does he say that all human rights organizations are supporting this? Because one particular group of people in Kerala indulged in some violence, abusing human rights, abusing the name of Dalits. Now the media also carries headlines, all human rights groups are under scanner. And this is what they want. The state indulges in violence. Unfortunately, some people counter this violence, getting into violence. And we are playing into their hands. Friends, there is hope. And we talk about police reforms for how many years? Karnataka also has an amendment bill. But nothing is done. It is there on paper. Of course, we have our own criticism of what is there on paper. But at least, is there any initiative to see that the police is reformed? At least the Police Security Commission comes into function. The Police Complaints Authority is in place. Police Establishment Board is in place. And I'm sorry, if the state does not take care of law, the society also will not take care of law. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. The last 1 year has been the worst in the history of Karnataka as far as attacks on minorities and the institutions and the shameful violations of human rights are concerned. The coastal belt has been the hotbed of these atrocities, but the incidents which exceed our 167 are just continuing. While the state government tries to blame vandals and religious fanatics, my personal investigation conclusively indicates that they are all state-sponsored. The government machinery, particularly the police department, has an active role in every incident. The state home minister backs up and protects every single errant police officer, and even where there is a conclusive evidence against an official, he refuses to act. Minorities are being deliberately targeted is total violation of the law and constitutional guarantees. False cases are being registered by thousands. False arrests are being made and the victims are being brutally beaten up and retained in custody on baseless allegations. On the other hand, complaints are not being registered in even the most serious attacks on minorities. What is the solution? There is a total and complete breakdown of the law and order machinery. The state government has been warned by the central government through a written notice under Article 355 of the Constitution. Instead of taking corrective action, the situation has worsened. The time has come for a composite approach to the courts to direct central action for dismissal of the state government. The most horrifying incident was when a young, brilliant lawyer was murdered in Bangalore. There is unimpeachable and conclusive evidence that this was done by the state police. who have engineered the largest number of fake encounter deaths in the country in the last year. In this case, there is a record and there is on record an affidavit from a senior lawyer from Bangalore who was witness to the police tell the deceased just before he was brutally murdered that he will not be seen in court and more, that he will not seen in court anymore and that they will take care of him. Some anti-social elements have been arrested as a cover-up. The minorities have totally lost faith in this government. It has failed in its constitutional obligations. It has no right to continue.
Supreme Court New Delhi for a speech.